What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 39 of the Coffee Club podcast. We are here again, another week. The boys are over in Europe. Morgan's still here in Boulder, Longmont. I'm going to make that mistake every time. I literally don't even do that on purpose anymore. I just say it, and now I have to correct myself because we live so far away from there. But yeah, we're very excited to be back for another week. Got a bunch of very interesting stuff to talk about. Before we get into it, just want to give a quick shout out to our own beans again. Head to coffeeclubpod.com. Check them out. You know, with the White Bridge coffee, they're pretty good. Subscribe. That'd be pretty cool. Support the pod. But yeah, enough of that selling out. I mean, that's not really selling out, I guess, because it's like our own product, I guess. Selling out would be like, baby. Yeah, we're cashing in.
Cashing in, baby.
help us
We're not
cash
out,
in.
We're
people.
cashing in.
But yeah, we'll start this one off again with another little update. The boys, they're if you're watching the video, you would see they're doing this from their beautiful beds. Those are two beds right there, right next to each other in their hotel in Zurich.
Believe it or not, there's more than one bed in this location. And I don't think Olli's even pushed them closer together. I think this is how they came.
This is definitely how they came.
This is the separator right here. If you're on the YouTube, this is where my head will be. This is where Olli's head will be.
It's perfect for the pod, man.
I think we'll probably just hold hands while we sleep.
I mean, I'm going to be more than holding hands with you, George. But yeah, this is our room. We're in the budget Ibis hotel. This was actually going to be our plan originally for 10 days. We were going to be staying in this hotel, no kitchen. Literally, this room is smaller than probably my closet in Longmont. So very, very small room, and I don't think we would have survived. I don't think Joe would have survived with his tent.
Dude.
It would have been crazy. So luckily we did get that St Moritz hookup.
We definitely, it's funny too, because we've talked about it before that Olli and I and Sage, it was meant to be when we broke those altitude machines. Like that was actually like a good thing that we broke those, because that meant that we couldn't stay in Zurich and we had to go up to St Moritz.
Yeah.
And luckily we did break them.
Because Dathan was definitely budgeting for this trip, and luckily with the St Moritz hookup, we got a really sweet setup there. And obviously with Zurich now, we came back, it's like, oh wow, we definitely got the better option from breaking those altitude tents. So good job by us.
Yeah, we're pretty sad.
Everything happens for a reason.
Damn right.
Yeah, we had an epic 5-6 days there, and could easily have stayed a lot longer.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
It flew by.
The coffee I struggled with the coffee. The coffee and the food, man. Like beautiful place. You can just run there. You could it's just an amazing, amazing place. Very expensive to be there in general, but we were very fortunate with the on accommodation. But just the food in general, it's hard to get a good place to eat. The groceries was great. Groceries and cooking was great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just going out for food was tough. Coffee was tough. So we weren't really used to that. And Zurich obviously is pretty expensive in itself. So usually, we'd maybe be in a nicer hotel if it was more of a planned schedule. Sorry, that's an ambulance.
Oh no.
It's city life.
City life, baby. But yeah, with I think budgeting of this trip in general, because this is obviously not our big trip, is just going here for a race. Rich didn't want to put us in, one of those nice hotels. We got in the budget Ibis, and luckily we didn't have to do this for 10 days because that would have been interesting. But yeah, training's going well. We're going to be, personally for my update, I'm going to be heading into Oslo tomorrow for the mixed squeezathon. Oh no, sorry, it's called the Dream Mile. Sorry. I keep mixing that up.
The trifecta.
The McSqueeze-a-thon with Ingy McSqueeze.
Do you know what I was thinking? I think that if Morgan was an expert podcast editor, he would release this podcast at the exact moment. Because the race is Thursday night and the pod normally comes out Thursday afternoon. So he releases the podcast at the exact time the gun goes off. So you guys can listen to the pod while Ollie's racing somehow. Could just slip in a few minutes of commentary
about the race.
That'd be an amazing experience if I could line it up so that we started. So we was saying the gun is going off right now, and then Ollie can tell you, he can predict what he's going to be thinking mid race. Ollie's so we're about 400 in. I'm probably feeling pretty good, getting ready to just sitting on Jakob's shoulder, getting ready to make some moves. Probably going to start the squeeze now, and we have that up on, and then just alongside it's happening in the race.
How good would that be on both sides?
That would actually be pretty. It'd be pretty funny, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, my McSqueezeathon for the Oslo race is coming up with big homie Joe and Alicia Monson. So excited for that. And we're flight in. I don't know. We have to get a train or tram or something. I don't know, but it's going to be good. It's going to be chill.
Probably just an Uber to the airport, leaving me behind.
Leaving Jordy behind, yes. But
It's
Jordy can
pretty
give you an
sad.
update on what he's doing. So
There is an update from the last. We said there was hopefully going to be one.
there's hopefully going to be an update. We did say that there was hopefully going to be one. So
Plan A was, I guess, the ideal situation. Well, ideally, I was going to be in Joe's race in Oslo. That was Plan A, in the Oslo 5K. But if anyone knows anything about Diamond Leagues, it's quite they're hard to get into no matter what. It's also can be quite political, and there's like a national in the country of the host country, like they get a certain number of spots for their
Call
people.
them out, George. Don't hold back. Call them
Well,
out.
I mean, I don't even know how it works, but it's difficult. Anyway,
there's a Norwegian guy that's in that 5K that's just like not that good.
well, that wasn't what I was getting at. Were you getting at that?
I was kind of getting to that.
That's what I
think
thought you were
George.
getting at.
Hey, so this is my personal opinion. I think George should be in the Oslo 5K. I don't think there's any reason why he shouldn't be in there. But
Okay, but long story short,
long story
I didn't
short,
get in,
he didn't get in.
so I'm going to Paris and racing on Saturday instead, which is still
Hell
pretty
yeah,
sweet.
baby. That's
Paris
sweet.
Diamond League 5K, still a 5K. 2 days later,
In Paris.
not going to Oslo with the rest of the guys and girls. And I can't tell you anything about it because I don't know anyone else in it. Except
Hey, we know
our guy,
one person.
We know our guy. What's his?
Jimmy Glacier. Glacier. What's his name?
Jimmy
Glacier.
Gressier.
He's a glacier, isn't he?
Glacier. Jimmy the
Glacier.
Glacier,
Jimmy the
Mr.
Glacier.
Lion.
He's from The Lion King. No. What's the lion thing? Oh, it's Max Verstappen. Is he a fan of Max Verstappen with the lion
Is
helmet?
Max Verstappen a lion thing as well?
He has
He's
a
got
lion on his helmet.
Oh, I didn't know
Is that
that.
the
I don't know.
connection?
What does Jimmy have to do with a lion?
I'm trying to figure it out.
His like whole thing is he puts a lion emoticon on all his posts, and his pre or post race, I don't know which one, celebration is this. Rawr. If you go on his Instagram, you'll see a bunch of pictures where he's pretending to be a lion.
Well,
So
I'm gonna have to prevent that.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna have to prevent that.
Are you sure it's a lion or a cat? Is that Gimli?
meow.
Is he
Yeah.
Gimli like reincarnated into a human? And he's just
I don't
looking
know,
for Snyder?
man. He's just the biggest cat in the jungle, I guess. He's a pretty intimidating guy. He's a
Intimidating
funny
cat.
guy if you follow him. Honestly, the more I follow him, the more I'm just so intrigued. And you know how it was a year ago about, I think, when he posted all that stuff on Instagram about McLuffy?
What do you
Do you guys
say?
remember that?
I don't
He was at
remember.
Yeah.
He was at the training camp with McLuffy, and he posted all these pictures of McLuffy's drugs that were in his training bag and like caught him out and stuff, which is like pretty baller move. But I remember in the post he said that he just stumbled upon them, and I just, the more I follow him, the more I'm convinced that he definitely just like went into McLuffy's bag and went into his room, went into his bag, took the pictures of the drugs. I don't know why that came into my
the
mind,
wrong
but
room.
Oh,
And then stumbled into his bag.
Just tripped straight with his arm into the bag, taking a photo.
Someone had to do
it. I'm falling into McLuffy's bag.
Classic.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened with that. If that was,
McLuffy's
I
been
guess
pretty quiet since, hasn't he?
he has been, so maybe that was effective
Daddy.
in
Maybe he was
stopping
able
it.
to.
But
The lion was able to tame the. I don't know what he's supposed to tame. The tamer.
I don't know, dude.
Dude, this lion thing is kind of putting me out of whack. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm just gonna
yeah,
call
it's tough to
him
wrap your
Jimmy
head
the
around.
cat. The cat man. He's Catman.
Catman,
He's like
Jimmy.
the male version of Catwoman.
Yeah,
Catman.
but to be fair, he's an amazing runner, and he's been in
Running
great
well.
form for
He did miss
over a
his
year
start
now.
at Rabat though. He missed his start, maybe. He's like, I might give these boys a couple of seconds and then I'll go.
Yeah,
Imagine if that's what he actually was thinking. He's like, I'm feeling so freaking fit that I think they need a head start.
yeah.
So
for
he just
anyone who
waited on
didn't,
the line for a couple of seconds.
for anyone who didn't see it, we were all watching the Rabat Diamond League together in the 1500. It was a pretty stacked race. Mr. Jake Whiteman got the dub. Shout out to him. But two of the guys, one of them being Jimmy Gressier, the gun went off, I guess. It was hard to hear exactly what happened, but the gun went off. And these two guys just stood on the line for like 2 or 3 seconds and they started running. And we felt so bad for them. We definitely thought that the race was going to get called back because I don't know. I'm not convinced that's a rule anymore just because of how many times we've seen
but it's not a rule
shit
anymore.
happen.
It's not a rule.
Yeah. So they just missed the start and then they started running 3 seconds later. And then we were like, well, that sucks. What are you going to do?
What are you going to
Still
do?
around 3:39.
What are you going to do, Yogi?
I'm sure he's trying to run like 13:05 or 13 flat even. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure this is going to be
what
some
can a lion
really
actually run though? Looking at like what can a lion run for 5K? Do you reckon?
Well,
Do you reckon Jimmy could beat the lion?
Can catch a gazelle, and gazelles can probably run pretty fast for 5K. I don't really know if they have good endurance or I don't know. I think yeah.
Maybe he's in the wrong
Too
event.
caught up
Maybe
on the
that's
lion
what it
thing.
was. He's in the wrong event. Dude, actually there was one thing that I'm excited for though is Jimmy gonna get annoyed with you kicking him down and ruining that celebration? I could see him being annoyed about that. I did see a video or a reel or something where he was like doing this like this to this guy that was like leading, and I was like, I don't know what he was doing, but it seemed very like confrontational.
I also did see that. I think he seems big on confrontation.
So are you ready for that, George?
I don't think he's afraid of that.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Ready to dance with a cat?
He's one of those guys who he either in his Instagram post race, he either has an amazing race and that's what the post is about, or the post is about something else that happened in the race that's like a big deal, if you know what I mean.
It's never just race.
Yeah, it's never just a normal race for this guy. So the one you're referring to was he was pissed off at the pacemaker, wasn't going quick enough in a 10K, and he was like kind of being mean to him. He kind of bullied him, and then he went around like 27-24. So I guess he was feeling pretty good that day. So yeah, he definitely likes to go out and make some noise, I guess. So yeah, it's going to be a very exciting race with him. So
it'll be a great race.
Yeah, racing in Paris, that sounds so fun. Eat some croissants, some bread, some baguette. Yeah. So yeah,
bread and coffee for me, and smoked fish and what? Oslo? I don't know.
Smoked fish, smoked ingi for Oslo. Yeah,
smoked ingi.
We're going to be eating some smoked ingi for dingy.
Dude, I can't wait to try his vitamin water. Do you see he's got like a vitamin water sponsorship or some shit like this?
Dude, what if you just go there and every single ad is just him? Just like
I
not
wouldn't
even
be surprised,
around
honestly.
the stadium,
Dude,
just around
in the
pool,
city. Dude, St Moritz, Switzerland. We're in the pool. There's like this beautiful pool station, and there's 3 photos of these. Like, there's photos of everyone, but there's 3 photos. There's Fingy, Hingy, and Jingy all up on the wall, and they're all got like super like it's all photoshopped of their face.
They look shirtless,
super seductive. Like, it was super weird. I was kind of like worried about getting in the pool because like seeing that makes me feel like
Jakob was definitely trying to seduce me looking at it.
That's what it felt like, man. And it was in Switzerland. I was like, it's not even Norway, bro.
That's dangerous.
There's no Jonas up there.
To have that pool.
They must be famous in St Moritz.
There's no Jonas up there, you know. There's no Olivier.
Wait, I got another St Moritz question for you guys.
Shoot.
I saw some of the Aussie boys are there, Jack Rayner and
MTC.
Matt Ramsden. Did they bring their dog?
I haven't.
Was that a random dog?
Oh, is there a dog there?
They had a Frenchie with them, and I know one of them owns a Frenchie. It was a black Frenchie.
No, Jordy Williams does. Sarah Billings is here, is in St Moritz, and Jordy Williams has a Frenchie, but I don't think it's with them.
No way. That'd be crazy.
Maybe it was just a dog that looked like it, but I swear I was like, no.
What color was
it? Actually, bring it. Gus could be there. It was black. We got to do some research on that.
Shit.
Someone has to do some research and fill us in, because if they are able to do that, then there's no reason that Gus isn't in St. Moritz getting that high altitude training.
Can we get a Gus update?
Gus update. He's currently taking a nap with Avery. Oh, actually, shout out to Avery. It's his birthday today. He finally turned 15.
Happy birthday. Happy 15th birthday, Avery. He's almost old enough to get his license.
Yeah, Gus is sleeping with him. Gus is super attached to him because, I mean, you know how it is. Whoever Gus sleeps with, he is just addicted to. He just has to be around them all the time. So that's Avery. So yeah, they're chilling. Gus is really, really liking the new place now. He's super becoming an outside dog, which I think is pretty cool because
He's just running
you
around.
made the nice, yeah, and you made the nice setup for him outside. And
George did that
he's
as
pretty
well.
into just George. He's pretty into just chilling outside now. So it's good to see. He's thriving.
Thriving and
Thriving.
killing in his new
Yeah.
crib.
Yeah.
What's your
But
update,
no,
Morg?
things
Your
things
last one.
here pretty good. I guess I cursed myself with that Instagram post I did a couple of days ago where I was doing a workout, and because then like the next day my cough flared up. So then I'm dealing with that. It's not bad at all, but I am heading to Grand Rapids this week to see Jason, our chiropractor. That's kind of like my big thing going on this week. I do have that really big track workout that you guys did here at altitude with Joe as probably Joe's hardest workout leading into the 10K, the 1600 breakdown.
Yeah.
I do have that on Thursday, so I'm trying to get the body right for that. And yeah, just hang out with Jason in Grand Rapids, just drink a lot of coffees, get treatment, talk about stuff. I don't know. He's one of those guys who knows kind of everything, so it's very interesting to talk to. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But apart from that, same old, same old. Life
That sounds
here is
pretty
good.
sweet. Good
Yeah.
timing. If your calf is a little sore, get to
Yeah,
Jason right
got
away.
real lucky. Got real lucky
But
with that one.
I
But
think the Instagram post correlation is pretty accurate.
literally, I didn't post for probably 2 months, and my training was so smooth for those 2 months. And then as soon as I post, the next day my cough flares up. So I guess I'm going 0 dark 30 mode on Instagram again, and you guys won't see me until the season's over. I guess
Definitely
that's just the way.
correlation.
That's just the way it has to be. But
Don't make the
but
rules.
yeah, we don't make the rules; we just follow them. So, anyhows, NCAA's day 2 happened since our last episode, and it was wild in terms of. I mean, you always know NCAAs is going to hit because it's just so many good runners now, so many good storylines. There's so many stars this year, especially. And after we had the upset with Abdi on the first day, it was like, oh shit, anything can happen. Because to me, he was like probably one of the biggest locks on the distance side. And so then watching it all unfold was just crazy. I think the first one was obviously in the 1500, which the 1500 is, I don't know, it's obviously just so competitive and so hard for someone to do the mile 1500 double. Has anyone who's done that? I guess Josh
Joe's
Kerr
done
do it
it.
in the same year?
He's done it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else has done it. Mac Fleet, maybe?
I don't think he ever did the mile indoors.
I
He
don't think
won
indoors.
back-to-back outdoor 1500s, but I don't know, maybe Weeding? Did Weeding do it? Maybe Centro? I don't even know
Maybe
if they did
I
it.
Centro.
don't think Weedy never won indoors either. He just went outdoors.
It's crazy how hard it is to do
just
that.
Josh, in recent memory.
Yeah. So, did you guys get to watch that race?
We watched the highlight. Well, I
Just
watched
watched all the replays.
Yeah.
I think.
What did you guys think
there
about
were
that one?
almost upsets in every single distance event.
Yeah, the 5K.
We'll get to the 5 after.
Yeah,
but
we had the 5 after, but I think the 1500, the most I got out of it was Andy Powell knows how to run a strategy for that final, man. Because he literally just made sure that his Washington guys covered all bases to prevent Mario from moving forward. Because Mario was in the inside and he was in like the worst position with a lap to go. And I was like, holy shit, like how is he going to pull this off? He's going to just wait for an opening? But there was just never an opening. He never got out. Like he literally had to just run for second because he just couldn't get out, It was crazy. But shout out to the Washington guy for the win. What was his name?
Joe Waskom?
He's a sophomore?
Waskom.
Maybe?
Is he a sophomore?
Yeah, I think he is. I don't know if he's
like 20 or 21. I think he's pretty young.
Sophomore.
Yeah, so good congrats to him. Like it's pretty freaking hard to win NCAA title, so pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure like Mario's obviously gonna be disappointed with that run, but he just put himself in a really shit position. I think he will like the one thing with these races, like Abdi, Mario, like those type of situations in those championship races, you learn so much from them and you take away a lot. And I think it's just going to make them better runners, particularly leading to the later stages of their careers. They're just going to take a lot from it. So, but that was a wild 1500.
Yeah, I found it really interesting because I think you can see with both Mario and probably upped it a bit when people start racing a little bit different when they're such a clear favorite and they know they should win. I don't know with Mario, I just felt like he was trying to cover every move rather than just sitting and waiting to make that one move himself, kind of. And you're totally right. By the time, I mean, Joe Waskom, credit to him, like when he came around the outside, he must have been moving so fast. And I watched the Pac 12 1500 and he won it in the exact same way, pretty much. You guys should watch that race because it is
I have
crazy.
seen
He's
that actually.
literally,
Yeah.
have you seen in the last 100? He's literally yelling. He's
Yeah.
yelling at itself.
It's
It
going
looks like
crazy.
he's going crazy. And yeah, by the time he was out in front and they got to that final 100, Mario just had so much room to make up. And I think he caught up to him a bit, but it was just too much. So yeah, credit to Joe. Like it was a great race. And shout out to Adam Spencer as well. Wisconsin Aussie freshman got 8th place. And
Really
I
good
think he's
race.
going to be one to watch well, he already is one to watch, but I think in the next couple of years, he could certainly be a national champion. And actually, I think Olli, once again, you were the only one to correctly predict that Mario wouldn't win out of the three of us, right?
Yes.
No, bullshit. You
He
guys
did.
both picked Mario, and I picked Beston.
No.
No,
Well,
I'm pretty
who did
sure.
you
I thought we both.
No, I said that because of. I said because Morgan and I had the conversation about tactics, and we talked about how everyone keeps saying how Mario has great tactics, but we really don't think he does. Like he's just better, you know. But then we both, I think, deduced that. I think Morgan said that he thinks that Mario's going to win anyway, and I said, "Oh, I could see him getting upset."
I might be
think we're gonna
remembering
check
this
the tapes.
incorrectly, George. Yeah, I
Well-
thought that Olli said that Mario wouldn't win, and we both said that Mario would win.
We'd have to check the
Someone
tapes
must
because
have picked Isaac Beston, and I know it was me because I said the Tickswick George thing. We're gonna have to check
All right,
the
we're gonna
tapes.
have to check the
genuinely-
tapes. Yeah,
maybe we're wrong. Or we'll find out in the comments
Yeah,
below.
well,
Maybe
Yeah, we will.
who
yeah,
knows? But I
bring up-
definitely think.
Either way, none of us picked Joe.
Yeah,
So
we didn't pick Joe, but congrats to Joe. And Adam Spencer, that was a great race by him. Frosh from
Yeah.
Wisconsin running. I'm excited for him in the future. He's going to be freaking good, man.
yeah. And Isaac Bastian, we just talked about him.
Coffee
Made a
Club
fat
TC.
move. Coffee Club TC, we'll take a second team All-American. We won't say no to that any day of the week. We'll take
Never
it.
seen that.
Yeah, and he got after it. I think he generally just leaves it really late, and this time he went a bit earlier, and he had to go around so many bodies and go so wide. It was freaking tough, and then he unfortunately didn't get it done. He kind of died at the end, but yeah, I think he's still got a bunch of years left in him as well. So he'll take a lot from that. He'll learn. But yeah, moving on. The next big one was the steeplechase. I don't know if you guys watched that one.
It's pretty
Chase
fast.
was insane. Actually.
Pretty fast.
Big Sky, shout out for the pace. Anyway, he led
Just Duncan Hamilton, man.
7 1/4 laps probably.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he ran. What did he run in the semis? He ran 8:22 or something.
8:23.
Something
Just
like
missed
that.
the world standard, which is 8:22, and then said in the interview afterwards that he was going to go for the world standard in the final because he missed it in the prelim. And
what
he
a
went for
baller,
it.
man!
And he got didn't the first 5 people get the world standard? Trippus, nice job.
Trippus got it. Yep, 5th.
Yeah. Shout out fellow Aussie friend of the pod, Ed Trippus. He was a little bit disappointed. I messaged him after because he said he was going for the win, obviously, and this was his last race for Princeton. But he he was trying to kick with them, but then he just faded a little bit. Ended up 5th in 8:20. But he actually is going to Washington for one more year, I believe.
Oh, nice.
So he'll have another shot at it, which is sweet. But yeah, the winner was Ahmed Jaziri, I think. I hadn't heard of him before, but I mean, he's running 8:18, kicking down. So that's pretty baller. I don't know. It's these steeple times were just ridiculous. I think every year now the steeple just
Gets quicker and quicker. Yeah.
It really does. So, dude, Duncan Hamilton, USA's, I feel like if he keeps that momentum going.
It's not unrealistic that he could make the team.
Yeah. Because I don't really know what the US steeple is looking like right now, but it's definitely not as stacked as it has been a few years back. So that'll be interesting to see. And then Men's 800, didn't really watch that. Did you guys see that? Oh, that was Moed Zahafi. He just crushed.
Do you guys remember watching him indoors at Iowa
Yeah,
State?
yeah.
He had some
He's
crazy haircut back then.
Yeah, he's still the world leader, I think, 143 this year. So he got the dub. Congrats to him. And then the big one, which we were all like, Ben Eidenschenk, fellow Wisconsin boy, came over. We were all there to watch the 5K because of Olin Hacker,
Our
big
boy,
member of
Wisconsin
Coffee
boy.
Club, Coffee Club TC. It was on the day of the race. I was thinking, I was like, there's definitely no reason Olin couldn't win this. Just thinking
Mhm.
about the field, because yeah, Abdi wasn't in it, and then you look at Nico Young, amazing runner, but in a more like competition setting, I was like, yeah, I think Olin can beat him. And then there's Morgan Beetlejuice, who has been relatively quiet, I would say, this outdoors compared to how he was in indoors, and I thought that would be a pretty big positive for him, kind of being more of under the radar. And I mean, obviously, in the men's 5K this year, I don't even know what the slowest PB in that field was, but they're all like 13:30 guys or quicker now. It's pretty crazy, but yeah, definitely thought that Olin was going to be able to do it before that, just based on the way he had raced from indoors onwards and the momentum that he had. But to see it unfold in front of you was something different. I don't know. What did you guys think about that one?
Oh, it was. I mean, I obviously it was middle of the night, so then I woke up in the morning and I made sure I could watch the highlight. It was already ruined by the timestamp, um, because it had Olin,
Yeah,
and I don't. I think Morgan, you and Ben, and like everyone that went to Wisconsin knows Olin really well. Like, they know how much like he's worked really hard to be able to put in a good year for him. Like his injuries that he dealt with his knee, early on, and like a lot of the pressures he had to deal with to get through with Big Ten title, like team titles and stuff. Like he sacrificed a lot to like be a team player, and then now I think this year he fully got to like kind of focus on himself and race hard, and just to see him come away with the title, was just so special. Even if it was a replay, and I was so excited for him. Texted him straight away. He was sent me a Snapchat back. He was already in the pub with Mick having a beer. Um, I'm just so proud of him. I thought it was amazing. And the coolest thing, and I think we all saw it, was he ran straight over to his mum who was taking photos and gave her a big hug. I thought that was pretty sweet. His mum does a lot. Like his mum, Carol and Tim, shout out to them. They're kind of like our second parents from Wisconsin. They used to have us over, Morgan and I, over for dinners all the time. And they're just lovely, lovely people. Tim is just an amazing athlete in his own right. He was an NCAA champion in cross country, and to see his son win an NCAA title, I can imagine there's something just very special about that too. So the whole thing was just fantastic. I was really, really happy for him. And yeah, like you said, Morgan, like you can think, oh, Owen's got a shot, he can win it. But then actually seeing it happen, it was just something special.
yeah, it was sweet. And people, I think a lot of people that watch our podcast probably know Olin's story decently well, but definitely not everyone would. So from the surface, yeah, he's a seventh year. I saw some people on Twitter
Yeah, you got
giving a shit
the
about that. Whoever
yeah.
said that, fuck you to them. Just,
Well, Mick clapped
but
back, man. Mick
yeah,
Mick clapped back on Twitter. Is like, hey, he got the opportunity, he had the faith and the grit, and he did it. I
yeah.
was
But
like,
the
yeah,
thing is, it's true, because Ollie just mentioned the injuries that he dealt with. Olin, and yeah, so 7 years is a lot of years, and so it's very particular circumstances that allowed him to be there for this long. But for those first 5 years, he was dealing with so many injuries, and he came out of high school super talented, but he's only really run 2 full seasons in college, I would say. Like
I
I'm
think
not
you're right.
sure
Yeah,
exactly, but he's only really run for that long. Like that's how long he's actually been healthy for. So just to be able to stick it out for that long, I think
and he didn't
speaks.
waste his time either. Got a master's degree, and you know, like he wasn't like just
No,
like pushing through his first degree. He was like just banging them out like
yeah, and
hotcakes.
so he's a great guy. I think he's probably, everyone who's been a teammate with him, he's going to be one of your favorite teammates. Just an awesome presence, just an awesome person to be around. We would love for him to join our team next year, but obviously
He's going to be in hot demand, baby.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot more options. He's going to have a ton of options now, which is awesome. That's exactly what you want for him, to have the best opportunity possible. So it's going to be pretty hard to get him now, I would imagine. Have you guys seen that one guy that DMs, no matter what we post on Instagram, there's this one guy on that DM, that he will reply and just say, sign Olin.
That was another thing. As soon as after the race, I checked my DMs and I just got like 40 messages of everyone saying to sign Olin. Like they're like, sign him. I was like, dude, fuck. Wish I could, man. I wish I could just do it. But
seriously,
yeah, he's gonna have a lot more offers and a lot more opportunities, and Olin will pick the best decision for him. And I'm sure our hat is on the table. Is that what you say? Hat on the table.
Is something in the ring? Hat is in the ring, maybe.
Our hat's in the ring. Our hat is in the ring. There we go.
I don't know. But even if he doesn't join OAC, at least he's Coffee Club TC for life. So we can be happy about that. So yeah, I mean, that was. Is there anything else from the guys' races?
I
mean, the sprinting, I don't know the name of that Florida guy, but that was so sick to see him get that double.
Joe he's actually, he went to high school with Joe, ran cross country with him.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like a really cool dude, and Joe was stoked for him. He's gonna be a pretty sweet. He's from Liberia.
I think he's 20 years old.
Yeah, he's pretty young, so he's gonna have a couple more years, unless he wants to go out pro now, which he probably could.
I feel like he's gonna go pro.
Moving on from the men after that, though, just to get into the sprints, and then we can do it. But the Kentucky girl, Abby Steiner.
Yeah,
Abby Steiner.
She's crazy, man. What a meet from her. She ran 21:80 something. 21:80, like under 22, and then she ran 11:02 for the 100 and like a 48 like 9/400 split. Like it was like, I watched some of the videos of it. Dude, it's nuts. It was crazy. Like she's going to be like a big star, I think, but that was sick to watch. As like somebody that's like obviously very distance focused, watching that sprinting, like that kind of effort, that was pretty sweet. Running under 22 is no joke. I think she broke the collegiate record. She smashed it, right?
I honestly have no clue. Did she?
Oh, I think I was just looking at it because this is wild. But yeah, no, shout out to the Abby Steiner from Kentucky. That was pretty sweet. But moving on from that, we had the women 1500. Old Miss took the dub. They picked up where Mario couldn't. Got that dub in the 1500.
Yeah, I don't know how to say this girl's name.
If they both won that would have been great for Old Miss. Yeah, been pretty sweet.
That would have been sick.
But she's been pretty dominant all season. That lady, I can't remember her name, but
her last name is Vissa. Yeah, she's
Italian.
She's Italian.
Italy. It's pretty sick.
Which is freaking sick. Great food there. And then we move on.
That was a cool race though. That was a cool race.
That was a sick race. Yeah.
It was honestly, for her, I think it was the dream race, because the Arkansas girl, Chrissy Gear, I think was kind of, she just went to the front, and it was like a moderate pace, but it wasn't like blow your socks off type pace. So she kind of just sat in the whole time, and then was able to close really hard, because the girl from Colorado, Michaela, who won the indoor mile, I don't know if you guys remember the way that she won the indoor mile, was she had that crazy kick where she just blew everyone away. Well, she had that crazy kick again in this race, but she was in, I think, second last with 400 to go. So on the backstretch, she made the fattest move and just looked so quick and went around everyone. But then I think by the time she got to the front and she went level with Vissa, like she was just able to match her kind of. So that was one of those ones where, because I thought that Michaela girl was probably going to win it based on what I'd been hearing, based on indoors, but she started so far back. And then, just was it. Like, I think she used too much energy on the backstretch probably. And then, wasn't able to get it done in the last 100. So that was a pretty exciting race to watch though. And then the other one that was sick was the women's 500, which, I mean, 500. The women's 5,000 meters. Dude, 500. That's the worst distance ever, 500 meters. But this was it's crazy. This was one of those classic ones where it's going to be, the women's race is really different from the men's race. The girl from Florida who was a freshman, Parker Valby, she was just clicking off laps, crushing at the front, and then people were just kind of dropping off, and it was like super, super talented girls dropping off. But then Caitlin Tuohy was able to stick with her, and just put that big kick in at the end and get the dub. So it was pretty cool to see, though.
2 different NC State girls winning 2 years in a row. It's very impressive
That is very impressive.
from one program.
Yeah, it is pretty cool to see. And especially, I think, for Caitlin Tuohy, because you see, especially on the women's side, these high school phenoms, there's so many of them, and then you just don't know how it's going to turn out. She's clearly had one of the best transitions ever, to college. She just continued to improve at such a fast rate, and she's only a sophomore and she's got an NCAA title now. So also, do you guys know how many Instagram followers she has? She's got like 80K.
Yeah. She follows me.
Big time. Big follow.
She follows me and I follow her back. The one thing that I love about her story, I'm the Instagram guy, as if I wouldn't know this, right? I'm the Instagram guy. The one thing that was cool about her though is like I feel because she was so hyped up in high school, and she had that knee issue, and then coming like the resilience that she's had to get to that title. I can imagine like the journey there is just like something that's like not really done that much. I feel like a lot of high school, like those major high school talents, like they come into college and it's just such a big difference and shift. Like Nico's done really well, I think, from being like a high school phenomenon to like coming to NAU, because people always think, oh, they're going to burn out, they're not going to be able to like succeed. But I think we're starting to see them, like the resilience of those athletes coming through. It's pretty awesome to see them find their way, shift their gears, and yeah, getting a title as a sophomore. Like she's got a couple more years left, and she'll probably dominate hopefully in the years to come. But she has got a big following. But like that's the high school thing, right? Like I feel like a lot of those American high school athletes just get massive followings because they're just going on nuts.
Nico's the same. Nico must have like
Nico
30.
has a ham and cheese sponsor. The dude has a
Once
ham
you
and
get the
cheese
deli meat sponsor,
about
you
that.
made it,
dude. Like,
and had that spin drift for a little while.
Dude, I've been DMing like freaking Mountain Dew for like the past 6 months, and he's got a proper like protein sponsor, and I'm looking at getting diabetes. So like, it's just he's got priorities.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
He's just but he deserves it. He deserves it, and he works really hard. Nico's a freaking lovely bloke. One of Jordy's teammates from Felix.
No, I don't think so. I was never on the team with him.
You're never on the team with Nico?
No, bro. That's how young he is.
Damn, he's young.
He came third behind 2 7th years. And he is a sophomore.
Well, he is going to be another guy that we're going to be talking about for years to come, him and Caitlin Tuohy. But
I hope
that was a pretty awesome 5K. Also, shout out to another Aussie. In the 800, there's a Florida girl that's Australian. She was third or fourth. Would you ever check that, Morgs? Fact check it.
Imogen?
Yeah. She's an Aussie girl, isn't she?
I have no idea who that is. I didn't watch the women's 800.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she's an Aussie girl, but she ran pretty well for that 800. I think she's only like pretty young as well. But she's run like 2 minutes or something like that. It's pretty. Dude, the 800 this year is wild. Just overall in women's. Like, I feel like it's going to be freaking, like, that's going to be one of the coolest events in World Champs by far. Obviously, I'm going on a tangent, but.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy last year, so.
We can lean on from that into our teammate Sage Herder. She ran at the new NYC meet. Third. She seemed like she just, like, the positioning, like, this wasn't as positioned as well as she wanted it looked like, but she closed in really well. RG Wilson looked great. She just put herself in like near the back and then just came through with a really good finish. But that was
another high school phenom.
But that was a good race from Sage. Devon Allen.
Our boy Devon Allen.
Dude,
that was the sickest thing I've ever seen, man.
Dude,
he
made
sweet.
Okay, so we can remember Grant Holloway in the 60 hurdles at Worlds. Like, he was so far ahead of everyone. And then you see someone like Devon Allen in this 100 hurdles. Dude, he destroyed everyone. He destroyed them. He almost broke the world record. He was going for it. He had COVID 2 weeks ago, which I don't think delayed anything because he looked like amazing.
It's all his football training.
Yeah, that's what he credited to it. He credited the football training. He said it's been helping his hurdling. So, holy shit, man. This guy could be an upset to Grant Holloway at the trials.
For sure. And like, if you're running that quick now.
Yeah, he could go for the world record. If he breaks the world record and wins the gold medal at World Champs, like, he can just move on to football. He's done.
That'd be a pretty good way to go out.
Yeah. We got to get him on the pod. Somehow we got to get him on the pod.
Yeah, at Oregon.
We got to get him on the pod, boys.
Yeah, we should.
He's
That'd be amazing.
Cool dude, man. I think I'm in love with him.
I think you are.
Yeah, I think he's so
He's
cool.
pretty lovable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
But,
at Penn
that
when
was
he was
sweet.
walking through and he had about 600 security guards around him with all the cameras?
Yeah, it's pretty jealous there.
I was like, dude, I just kind of want to just.
And there were how many guys around you at the 4x mile? Do you think the night before?
I had my agent Ray P. Flynn. I had him around me saying like, you're not going to get the record, so that was cool. My agent Ray was just like, yeah, you're not going to get it. But no, that was pretty awesome race to watch. Bryce Hoppel ran really well in that race too in that meet. But other than that, everything else was kind of sprints. Shikari, she wore a new kind of Nike kit. I don't know what they call it. Like, you know how they got the fly net? They got the fish net now.
Dude, I'm in love with her outfits, honestly. I think it's so sick that she does
Did you
that.
see the crowd she pulled out after like the interviews? She just walked out, like all these girls, young girls, just coming out to say hello to her and stuff. She's got a big following, big fan base, so she's doing good for the
Dude,
sport and she's making it exciting. She's definitely getting the pull of it.
yeah.
But
Dude,
other than that,
it's sweet.
do you want to move to Portland because Portland was on as well, Track Fest.
Portland.
I didn't really, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't follow much of the Portland Track Festival. Did you guys see much of the results from that?
Yeah, we did, honestly.
What were your
saw
big
the steeple.
takeaways?
Well, the steeple was pissing down rain. Lululemon's ambassador Squiggles, back from the ambassador life, coming into a race. She got the standard. Courtney Ferrix fell, I think I heard, but Amy Cashin from Australia got the win, which is pretty cool for an Aussie. But the weather looked terrible, like horrible weather there. But there wasn't much to take away from the steeple. The cool races were the next day. For me, I really the 1500 men's 1500. It was kind of, I feel like Portland, because was it this meet last year where Hobbs Kessler ran really fast?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the same meet where he ran 334?
Is that this one or
Yeah.
the next one there?
I think it was this one.
I feel like
think Craig won.
yeah, Craig
Hobbs
did
ran
win.
334.
I feel like this track, like, it's got good 1500 meter vibes, man. Pulls out the guns when you need to.
It really does.
Because the goose is loose, baby. The goose is loose.
Yeah.
Yared Goose, 334.98. He's back. He's got the standard. He's got the world standard. I don't know how many other 1500 meter Americans have it. Is it 3 or 4?
It's very few.
Yeah, so he's looking like a real hot shot for that team if he can pull off a good championship race. But that was a great race for Yared. He celebrated. His celebration was great. Did you see it, Morgan?
What did he do?
He just put his fists up in the air and he just looked
double fist pump,
squinting and just looking
Up in
really
the air.
like he's achieved something. You know, that was freaking sweet.
Yeah.
I love that. Love that kind of energy.
It's gotta feel so good after. Oh, we've talked about it before. After the challenges that he's faced in the last, I mean, I guess he's been facing challenges for almost a year now. If you think about it, going all the way back to the Olympics, he obviously at the start of indoors he had some amazing races, and we were like, the old Yared is back. I kind of hate saying that about people, but he was amazing for at the start of indoors, and then things didn't go as well towards the end of it for a bit, and then obviously wasn't at NCAAs, which was kind of crazy to see. But then for him to come out and run 334. I love that. I feel like whenever he's in good shape, he can just run 334 in any race. It's kind of how I felt about Cole last year, where it was like, no matter what race, Cole could close in 25. The Goose, Yared Naguse, can run 334 in any race if he wants to. And he took down some very good runners, I think. And those are the really good Bauman guys like Grant and all that. But it was a lot of the top US guys. It was very interesting. It was sent into our group chat earlier in the week. Mason Felix, I think it was his Instagram story.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what I'm referring to?
Oh yeah, Mason was going to end some milers' careers.
Oh really? Was he now?
Track again.
He was
And how
so
did that
cocky.
go?
I can't believe he posted that. He posted at the start list and said, "Yeah, ready to end some more milers' careers." Because I guess last year he did really well in the mile or the 1500 at this meet. But yeah, I think he got.
What did he run this year? I didn't actually see.
He wasn't. He didn't end that many people's careers this year, unfortunately.
Just maybe 1 or 2 careers or something.
He ended his own career.
It'll
Wait,
be.
what did he end up running?
I don't know exactly what time he ran, but he didn't, because last year he ran literally 35 or 34, right? I think he ran
Yeah.
something crazy. I think this year it was more that typical 37 type dealio. So yeah, a little more tame. So, but
That was
the
great for Yaron. Particularly now, his coach has now moved on to Tennessee. His coach is no
that's
longer at Notre
crazy.
Dame. Yeah, so I mean, Dylan Jacobs too. He is now like, well, he's gonna. Is he? How many years left has he got? Because he stay with Notre Dame,
He's
but
definitely got at least one or two. He's definitely,
yeah.
I would say he's probably got two. I don't know what
Well, I
he's
got to
gonna
see him
do if
moving to Tennessee. Do you?
Seems
I don't know.
unlikely.
It's yeah, but clearly he's going there to be the distance coach. So you would think maybe
You try
Dylan
and pull Dylan with
Jacobs.
him.
I guess he'd obviously want to, but I guess we'll see. Dylan Jacobs seems like one of those guys who he'll be really good no matter who the coach is, kind of. So he probably doesn't need
Yeah.
to go all the way to Tennessee if he doesn't want to. But yeah, I feel like that was kind of it from the Poland Track Festival. To be honest, because there was so much other stuff going on with the NCAAs, I didn't follow it because it was on kind of at the same time. But yeah, I think because I don't think. Well, okay, someone did send me some messages saying that it was hashtag not good for the sport, that the Bauman guys in Woody and Lopez Lamont were in heat 2 of the 5K. What do you guys think about that? They didn't go in heat 1, they went in heat 2, and I'm not sure what the it was obviously some training type thing behind it, but I think they just ran a second or two slower than heat 1. But it was like pretty much the same race, but they just didn't want to be in heat 1, I guess.
Not surprising, just based on the fact that they did the same thing last year. So it must
They
be very
did.
intentional. Um, yeah, it must just be like them trying to run slower throughout the race and then close hard or something. It is weird though.
I mean, I think for Bauman, they don't really give a shit if it's good for the sport or not. They're just gonna do their thing. Like they really don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah.
you could tell them this stuff, they would go straight over their heads. So it seems like for them, like they didn't want to be in a race where they would be in more of a harder situation to win or kick down or whatever their plan was. They wanted to be in the second heat so they could control it because unlike Bauman, oh, it is like Bauman. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Bauman liked to control things, so I'm guessing they wanted to control heat too. I think that's what they wanted to do because they seem to controlling the situation, controlling the race, and
I think that's
that's
good.
probably why they picked Heat 2. But good for the sport, bad for the sport. Well, if you're a Bauman fan, if you're a Nike fanatic, it's good for the sport. If you're not so much on that agenda, then you're probably thinking it's bad for the sport because really you should be in Heat 1. I mean, Lopez and Woody should probably be in Heat 1. In my opinion, like, I just don't see the point of being in Heat 2.
Yeah, it's just kind of random, but obviously they're gearing up for USA's, which is only I want to say 2 weeks away now. So
Very close.
that's yeah. So they're just doing it for a workout. I'm sure they were crushing some reps or something after it, but yeah, that was kind of it. It was obviously a very big week. NCAA week is always absolutely massive. Is there anything else that we missed from kind of the weekly roundup?
Oh,
A weekly roundup. I think that was pretty much it.
the one thing that NCAA for me, it just reminds me of how hard it is to win a title. Like the upsets. Like I thought Abdi was a lock. I thought Mario was going to be very, very hard to beat. I thought like it's just crazy, man. Like NCAA's is just a beat. It's just that's why it's so fun. And I was really disappointed. And my hashtag not good for the sport for this week, there was no one in that stadium at NCAA's. I saw the
Really?
footage. There was just barely anyone there. It looked empty. This is the biggest
That's a
collegiate
shame.
meet in the calendar. There's no one there. Like, is Hayward too expensive for fans to go? Is it like just too much at Hayward? Like, what's going on? Why would you not be there? It's a cool stadium. You've got the best collegiate athletes competing, but there was just empty seats everywhere.
That is super weird. We're back complaining about Hayward again. No one there.
No,
As
I
we
had
said
to bring
last
it
time.
up. I'm sorry. I
No,
had to
no,
be
no.
the stickler, but when I saw a lot of the races, like the weather, I don't know if the weather was bad but a lot of the races, you look at the stadium, there's no one there. This is NCAA's. Like I remember when the old stadium was there, it was packed. It was full to the brim. I don't know,
Yeah, I
man.
don't
The
know,
room
man.
was quite small, though, right?
I can't remember. My memory's fading me, but I feel like it was a pretty big stadium. Like pretty big
Yeah.
for college, you know. I mean, obviously, this is a stadium that sits 12,000, right? 18,000. I feel like at least there'd be more than, I don't know, like 5,000 at least at an NCAA national meet in Hayward Field. But
We need a fact checker on this one, on the
Yeah, I
numbers.
didn't see how many people were there, to be honest. So I can't comment. But did you guys see the whole thing, final thing with the Butter Boys tailgate? I don't know if you guys are into that at all. Did you guys see all that stuff that they were doing with New
I
Gen?
did see that you and I made an appearance.
Butter Boys? I never heard of that.
Even though I see, I wasn't sure if you guys would be into it. It's this thing from the Arkansas boys, and they call themselves, well, I guess Butter Boys Track Club is their thing, and they have singlets and stuff. And for
That's funny.
regionals, because regionals was at Arkansas, they had the Butter Boys tailgate, and they made a really big deal of it at regionals, such that they decided to fly out to nationals and do it at nationals with New Gen. So it was like this really cool. It's like it's just like a cool vibe type thing. I think just kind of like people celebrating the sport and just out there to have a good time. So it was pretty sweet, pretty entertaining. And I do know that they're going to be at USA's as well. That's how big of a deal it is. That a company, I think Under Armour, is paying to have them now come to USA's. So
That's
you
crazy.
guys should check it out because it's pretty funny. I don't know. It's just like it's just a
Did you
fun
see
thing
that
that
we
they're
made an
doing.
appearance?
Yeah. Do you know who that was holding the
Yeah,
magazine?
he's the guy that does the interviewing at NCAAs.
Yeah,
I
John
remember him.
Anderson, I
Yeah,
think from
he was holding up our
ESPN.
heads.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny.
That
But
was funny.
yeah, that was cool. I want to go to one of their tailgates, the Butter Boys tailgate. But yeah, I think that's it for episode 39. This episode, yeah, it's going to be out right as Oslo goes down. So I guess all I can say now is best of luck to Ollie, and then a couple of days later, George will be racing in Paris. So wish him luck as well. Some big races for the boys. But yeah, that's it for episode 39. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you guys next time.
See you later.